What up, what up, what up, what up, what up, what up, everybody? What's going on, baby? Welcome to the Al York Sports Show. Another edition, another Friday, and another interesting show coming up, man. We're going to have an interesting show coming up. Y'all got to stay tuned, man, and stay focused, man, because I got y'all for this next hour, man. And before we get started, shout out to the East Coast, West Coast, Midwest, Las Vegas, New York City, LES to the death. Also, shout out to Triple H Entertainment, Syndicate Radio TV, One Voice, D Beeman. Also, shout out to my beloveds, you know what I'm saying, the Secret Weapon, the Dog Catcher, the Specialist, and last but not least, Credit Fix. Never too late to get your credit. IG me, inbox me, or email me at al.newyork@yahoo.com. And y'all, man, it's going to get crazy today, man. I feel it, man. Every week is the same shit. I can't front. Okay, so now I'm going to just jump in a few topics before we expecting our first caller of the day. First topic I want to tap into real fast. NBA lost a real good player. He played 22 years in the NBA, in Vince Carter. He basically confirmed his retirement the other day in some radio station called Ringers Winging It. You know what I'm saying? And he just basically said that his playing days are over. And Vince Carter was a great contributor to the NBA. When he first came in, I just thought he was like a built all-star game every year, an automatic Hall of Famer. And the problem with Vince is that he played too long. And that's what happens with a lot of individuals where they extend their career. And I understand why. When you love something, you want to keep playing it. But what you do, I don't know if Ali said this or was it, you know what, it was the running back Brown from Cleveland. The old school cat Brown said it. He played about 9-10 seasons. He said it's nothing better than to leave when you're on top of your game. Now, if Vince Carter would have done that, he would have definitely been a Hall of Famer. And let me give you some numbers that I like tallied up real fast. His first 12 years in the NBA, Vince averaged 22.8. And that's when he was with, you know, the Raptors, the Nets, etc. And they used to call him Air Canada, Vince Sanity. I mean, the guy could do it all, man. I remember he was on the sideline in Indiana with the Black Pumas. Came through double clutch and threw it hard, I think on one of the Davis brothers or some shit like that. And I just felt, you know, Vince Carter coming out of North Carolina, him and Jameson, etc. But it's just sad. I'm not saying it's sad the way he went out, but when you average in your last 10 years, 10.8 points, it's hard for me and a lot of aficionados that look at the game to just say Hall of Fame for Vince Carter. Not to mention he got no chips. But like I said, for like the first 10 years, I'd have definitely had him in the Hall of Fame. I just felt he did enough all around. He didn't win no chips, but he was an all-around player. Y'all know slam dunk contests, all that shit. Hitting three-pointers at the latter part of his career. But the thing is, Vince played too many years, and a lot of us got in our head them latter years where he barely performed. But shout out and salute to Vince Carter. You gave us a great 22 years in the NBA, or more or less a great 12 years and an extended 10 years. But salute to Vince Sanity, man. One of my favorite players, man. In other news, we're going to the NFL. The Washington Redskins will retire number 49, worn by Bobby Mitchell, the first black player in their history, who died early in the year. And basically, a source said that they've been working on this for a while, but it's ironic how he had to die first. And I'm noticing that trend where people got to die first before they make it, where they get their number retired or they go to the Hall of Fame or whatever it is. But and also, they were moving the statue of their former owner, George Preston Marshall, the last NFL owner to integrate his roster. So that statue was moved from outside of the team's former facilities. So salute and rest in peace to Bobby Mitchell, man. You should have got in. I wish you would have got in when you was alive, man. So yeah, man, we're starting to have people come in. My callers, get ready to call, man. Like I said, man, open sessions, 917-723-8264. Let's get it popping, man. I am so ready. I'm so amped up. Everybody's starting to come in. Raymond Gates, the Dog Catcher. I see you, baby. And I'm going to just tap on this real quick before we get our first caller, because I'm still waiting Free agent wide receiver Josh Gordon applied for reinstatement. Damn, how many times we heard Josh Gordon, trying to get reinstated to the NFL? How many opportunities, how many lives does Josh Gordon got? I mean, he basically fucked up 2 teams, to be just quite frankly. Actually 3 if you want to count the Browns. I mean, he did the Patriots dirty, getting knocked off at the end of the season, and then he did the same thing to the Seahawks. So you ask me, if I'm the NFL, I'm done with Josh Gordon. Go to the CFL, go to CFL, XFL, whatever other leagues they got out there. I'm done with Josh Gordon because the way he leads teams on, and then late in the season, he always does the same fucking shit. He continues to mess up. Either it's drug use, whatever it is, performance enhancing. Josh Gordon, I'm personally done with you in the NFL. I used to respect you. I loved your game, but you came up short too many times, bro. Okay, open sessions, 917-723-8264. I'm waiting on my first caller. Let's do it, man. I'm here waiting, man. What you waiting for, man? Okay, another news. While I'm waiting for my first caller. Matter of fact, we got it right here. Give me a minute. Hello, welcome to the Al York Sports Show.
How you doing, Big Al?
Oh, baby, what's going on, baby? Who's this, man?
The Ghost. This is the Ghost.
Oh, this the Ghost. Okay, Ghost. What do you got for the Al York Sports and everybody tuning in today, bro?
A lot going on in sports, huh? Hopefully everything gets started, right?
I don't know, man. I want everything to get started, just like all of us do. But due to this, this pandemic stuff, man, I don't know, dog. I really don't know, dog. Like, I'm hoping, you know what? Let's just act like the season is going to start, and let's take over like the season's going to start. Go ahead, bro.
Exactly.
Hold on,
I was looking over the...
Hold up, Ghost. Ada, if you're listening, 6:30, if you're listening. Go ahead, Ghost.
Yeah, what do you think about that Hall of Fame game being canceled right off the bat?
Well, it had to be done.
Has to be done, right?
Yeah, we all don't agree with it. We wanted to see the Steelers and the Dallas Cowboys, even though you're not going to see the starters for maybe more than 7 minutes of the game. But it would have gave us a feeling that life is coming back. But they couldn't do it. They couldn't do it. The corona shit. And that's what I'm saying. We're going to act like everything's going to progress and we're going to play. But in reality, I think it's 50-50 that we shut down for the whole year. But let's just pretend we're going to play so we can have conversation and recreation. So, Gabe, what you got for us?
Exactly. Yeah, the only thing that sucks for the Hall of Fame class is they push it back to next year, 2021. Feel bad for those guys. They've been waiting their whole career,
Exactly. Now, let me ask you something. Do you have any knowledge of any other Hall of Fame game getting canceled before? Because I didn't look that up.
No, I tried to look it up. I tried to see what I could get, and I got nothing. I think this might be the first one.
Oh, okay. So this might be the first time ever that we had a Hall of Fame game canceled then.
Yeah,
wow.
This COVID thing's messing everything up, for sure.
I know. Now, let me go back. MLB baseball, 60 games. Damn, I hate that so much because it's 162 games supposed to be played in the MLB. I was hoping we get 100. 60 games, what 60 games is going to do, in my opinion, or matter of fact, let me hear your opinion, then I'll give you mine. What's your opinion on 60 games in the MLB, Ghost?
Actually, before I came on, I was looking over the odds for the World Series already, believe it or not, and, they got the Yanks and the Dodgers going all the way, but 60 games, anything can happen. It's a short season,
Right, but give me a little more than that. What do you really think about 60 games?
I'm not too crazy about 60 games. Like you said, 100 would have been great at least, but what can we do? I mean, these times we got to do whatever, So 60 games is enough, I guess. It's not really enough for us fans, but we'd like to see, like 75% of the season at least. But what are you going to do? You
see, you took out an element of baseball that makes baseball great. And one of the elements that makes baseball great is the fact of bringing in these young guys and experimenting with your young guys from the minor leagues. With a 60-game season, what you're doing is you're canceling that out because every game is a playoff game. You understand what I'm saying? Since it's so
You're
short
right,
of
every
a
game.
season, it's going to feel like every game is a playoff game. And if you're basically in playoff contention, which everybody's going to be right out the gate, and the scary team that usually comes out early every year is the Tampa Bay Rays. So before I forget, put a bet on the Rays to kind of like win the division or whatever. I like the Yankees if it was a whole season because we built for a whole season. But for 60 games, that makes Tampa Bay Rays real scary. But back to what I was saying, we're not going to see a lot of the young guys in. Only when teams are officially eliminated, then you'll start to see them young guys. But, I'm a big guy on seeing the young guys, when they put them in, especially my New York Yankees, because we always got guys in the farm system. And like I said, 60 games is going to be hard to put these guys in. The only way you could put them in, up 9 runs, down 9 runs. Because if it's a close game, you do not want to play with wins and losses in a 60-game season. Yeah.
Yeah, you're right about that. I like to see the young guys also. But with 60 games, it opens it up for like these lesser teams, They're talking about the Blue Jays possibly, the Padres of all teams.
Listen,
all these teams got a shot.
Everybody got a shot in 60 games. It's like a 5-game series in the NBA. 5-game series, people got a shot. A 7-game series, usually the better team wins. Usually 90%, 85%. But like in baseball, 60 games, anybody can win. But let me get some comments. I got my man, Roman Carmona, who says 60 games is better than nothing. I agree with you, Roman. And that's the attitude we have to have. Ada, 6:30, Ada. I'm expecting your call, which is 9:30 Eastern, okay? 9:30 Eastern. Yeah, so, and you got other people saying, something beats nothing. So when you look at it from that perspective, I'm all in. But go ahead, bro. What else you got?
Oh, yeah, I'd rather watch the baseball than anything,
Right.
It beats English soccer at the moment,
He said even soccer. But one thing I can't say, because a lot of people that are not baseball aficionados do not like watching baseball because they call it a dragging game. So, why? Because, it takes so long to throw a pitch. Baseball is a slow game. If you didn't grow up liking baseball, you are not going to like baseball from 20 years up. That's something you have to have like growing up. You know what I'm saying? It's a slow game. It's the slowest game that they make, beside golf. Golf is slower than baseball.
Exactly.
But what I'm saying is, now for those people that got their mindset, this is perfect for them. Because now it's only 60 instead of 162, and every game means something. Every game. Not like 162
right. Every game counts.
games. 162 games, you could afford to take games off. I mean, I literally seen the Yankees. They were so up in their division many years. They had a 3-4 game series where they threw all people from the farm system just to kill innings and, to let players rest. You ain't going to be able to do that now because 60 games, anybody could win. But go ahead before we go to the next subject. Anything else on the 60 games so we can go to the next subject?
Yeah, you're right about the 60 games, any team. But if one team goes like 2-8 out of the first 10 games, they're pretty much done for the season.
Oh,
don't you think?
Yeah, you don't want to start 2-8. You're not done because you still got 50 games left. A lot of things can happen in 50 games. But you do not want to start 2-8. You do not want to come out the gate like that. And I promise you, the Tampa Bay Rays ain't going to be one of those teams because every year, if you look at the statistics, Rays come out the boot. They come out immediately, but they die because they don't have a strong farm system. They're not deep in the bench. That's why they run out of gas. I call it running out of gas. They run out of gas like mid-season, a little after. But right now, that's 60 games. They ain't going to be no running out of gas. You know what I mean?
They're not going to run out of gas this year.
Let me jump to your team real fast. You got anything else you want to say before I jump to your team?
We got to go to my Phillies. I'm a huge Philly fan.
Okay. Now, what do you ask me the other day about the Phillies? What was your exact question about the Philadelphia Phillies?
Well, what do you think about this year? Because they got great pitching this year.
Well, one thing I'm going to say, I looked at you guys' roster. You guys are ready to make a run right now. And I'm going to throw out some names, too. You're starting pitching, and I'm going to just, nominate them as I go real quick.
Top of your head, yep. Yeah.
Jake Arrieta, he's 8-8. He had like almost a 5-run earned run average. Jake Arrieta is not the Arrieta from the Cubs, but he's still a very good, mediocre pitcher. He could get the ball game 3, game 4. No more 1 and 2. He's not the ace, and he's not a number 2 no more. But I like him 3, 4th against other 3, 4th other teams come playoff time. The guy that I really like in your team that's been your horse the last couple of years is Aaron Nola. If Aaron Nola can continue his dominance, he was 12-7 last year with a 3.87. Didn't have a remarkable year, but he's got remarkable stuff. I like Aaron Nola as your ace. Then Vince Velasquez is your toss-up. If this guy could pitch as anything as when he was in Houston, but he got nasty stuff, fastball, sinker, slider. If he can put it all together, then that'll be real good for you guys. And another guy for you guys who's a huge question mark, who has one of the biggest arms in the game, is Zach Wheeler, a guy you picked up from the New York Mets, who Wheeler was 11-8. And the Mets, I didn't say they gave up on him, but when you got Syndergaard and DeGrom, you know, Wheeler had to get it packing. He had to get it packing. And if Wheeler can, let's say, win 15 games for you guys, would be huge. And last but not least, Zach Eflin, who I think is at best mediocre. So your pitching staff is solid. You're solid. Now your hitters, I'm blown out by your hitters. I mean, if Bryce Harper can hit, let's say, 280, because he hit 260 last year, 35 bombs, 114 ribbies, which I thought he had a horrible year. But if you gave these numbers to anybody on any other team, this is a decent season. But what made it bad for Harper is that he's getting all that money, and he definitely underachieved, and he did not hit in the clutch for you guys. Now, another guy that I love about you guys is Rhys Hoskins, but he had a horrible batting average last year. He hit 226, but he hit almost 30 bombs, and Hopkins got bat. He just got to pick up his batting average. I love Gene Segura. So y'all going to have Segura, and y'all going to have Didi Gregorius that you got from the Yankees, and Didi, you know Didi can stick. He stuck with the Yankees. You know, he can hit. The guy can hit. You put him in the right spot where he's going to see pitches. Gregorius will hit. And you got veterans, Andrew McCutchen, who I think would be solid as far as teaching the young guys, and catcher JT Realmuto, who's also real good hitter, hit 280 last year. So if you ask me, the Philadelphia Phillies are ready to make a run this year. My prediction, they'll win a playoff series. They're going to battle the Braves all year in the National League for that first spot. Now, if they can get the home field advantage, to me, will determine how far they'll go in the playoffs. Go ahead, bro.
Yeah, now speaking of JQ, the catcher, he's only 29 years old. We got him from the Marlins, right?
Yes, sir.
He's going to be a free agent.
Realmuto's the truth, though, man. He's the truth, man.
And he's the guy.
I didn't even mention Scott Kinsley. Scott Kinsley got bad, too. So, you know, you guys got product. Not to mention you picked up Joe Girardi, who won Manager of the Year for the Florida Marlins and won the World Series with my New York Yankees, who's definitely qualified for this situation. Girardi possesses a record of .988 and .794, which is a 55.4 winning percentage. And a lot of people could go, yeah, but if you manage for the Yankees, anybody could do that. He won with the Marlins.
On the Phillies, he's going to turn this team around.
He won with the Marlins. The Marlins wasn't all that when he took over the Marlins. You know what I'm saying?
I think he's a great coach.
I'm not going to go as far as great. What up, Suge? I see you, baby. Everybody's saying what's up. If I can't hit you back, it's because I'm in the middle of it. But salute to everybody that's checking in. I think this is a perfect marriage. I believe in marriages make things work. I think right now, Girardi and the Phillies, the experience Girardi got, having the young people with the Marlins, going to the Yankees, dealing with all those egos over there in New York, maintaining it, doing a great job. I was kind of sad when we lost Girardi. I kind of liked Girardi. I really did. He had us playing hard. He had us trying to beat out the bunt single to first base. There was no jogging going around with Girardi. So that's why I like him. He pushes his team as far as they could, and I think the Phillies need that, especially with the diva, Bryce Harper over there. He needs to grab, or if he ain't grab him already, grab him, put him in the room, and let him know, listen, I don't care about that big $300 million contract you got. I'll manage it here. You don't play hard every game, I will sit your ass down. And if he gets through like that, look out for the Philadelphia Phillies, bro. That's all I got to say.
Yeah. You're right. Girardi don't take no crap.
Nah, he ain't playing, man. And especially the way he got canned in New York for Aaron Boone, he definitely ain't going to take no crap. But listen, we got 9 minutes left. I got a topic I really wanted to get across with you. He's an ex-Phillies too, by the way, although he started with the Big Red Machine. And I'm talking about Pete Rose, a.k.a. Charlie Hustle. My question to you, long-time Philadelphia Philly fan, the Ghost, do you think the MLB should take that ticket away from him, which is the ban, and let him enter the MLB Hall of Fame? And don't be biased because he was on your team. I want you to be neutral and as straight out as you can be. Even though he played for your team, just keep it real. Okay, what's your opinion on that?
Yeah, I mean, he's one of the greatest ever. I mean, come on, look at the hits. 42-56 in hits, 160 home runs, 303 batting average.
Hold on.
I mean,
you can't announce 160 home runs when he played, over 24 years. You embarrassing him with the home run part. But go ahead.
Well, we know he's not going to make the Hall of Fame, so we can embarrass the poor man.
303.
Yeah, I would love to see them in the game. I would love to see him in the Hall. But, you bet on your team and you bet on other teams, and he's just a degenerate gambler. What can you do? I mean, he can't stop. He can't help himself. So that's going to keep him out, unfortunately. And the man's 79 years old. I mean, it would be great to come in, before he's 85, but I don't think he's going.
This is the sad thing about Pete Rose. If he happened to stop gambling after he got banned, and he showed proof that he went to, Gamblers Anonymous, he fucked up. He just fucked up. Then maybe I could make a real fight for him that, because I'm a true believer of second chances. I always tell people that. If I wouldn't, I'll be a hypocrite, because I'm living right now through a second chance. Matter of fact, a fifth chance, to be honest. But my thing is, if he did all what he had to do to change his life, kind of like Michael Vick did. Michael Vick went to jail, spoke to the prison guys about the dog killing, etc. If Pete Rose was able to try to, manufacture and get his life in the right lane, then I could put a fight for him. But me being in Vegas, I see Pete Rose in the book. I mean, not now during the pandemic, because there's no real sports. But as soon as baseball, football, and all that shit start, you can catch Pete Rose in Caesar's Palace. So the fact that he's still going in hard, no, nigga, you ain't learned. To me, you ain't learned. And as much as I love Charlie Hustle, because let me tell you something, I used to love watching Pete Rose play. Love watching Pete Rose play. Switch hitter, had his own style. To me, one of the greatest singles hitter ever. I can't say the greatest, because my boy Humpty's watching. He says it's Ty Cobb, which I'm not going to argue with him over. But Pete Rose, I love to watch him play. And yes, I would love him to be in the Hall of Fame. But for what he did, messing with the integrity of baseball to the highest degree, you ain't getting in, bro. And like they said, maybe after he dies. Your take, Ghost, because we got 4 minutes with you left.
Yeah, I think you're right. Possibly, 20 years from now, who knows? He might get in. He'll be dead, unfortunately, but,
It's going to take it's going to take Major League Baseball, a new commissioner, and he's going to have to be willing to cut the ban off. You see what I'm saying? Because
we're going to have to wait a long time for that.
Yeah, like I announced not too long ago, the sports writers, like one of my boys, I forgot who said this, they said a lot of these steroids guys eventually are going to get in the Hall of Fame. And I said, no, they not. Because the sports writers are in cahoots. They in cahoots.
You're right.
And they not, I'm telling you, they talking to them steroids guys like the Barry Bonds, McGuire Sosas. They ain't getting in. Palmeiros, I'm telling you, they not getting in. The only way they're going to get in, if a new commissioner come and got some Donald Trump mentality on some me shit, then that's the only way they're going to get in. But if they come in on some integrity, none of them is getting in, because you cheated the sport, you cheated the fans, and most of all, you cheated to yourself and God, and you ain't getting in because of that. But yeah, bro.
You're right. You're right. And I heard you mention Ty Cobb. He had 41.89 in hit, and Rose crushed him. He had 42.56. I mean, over 100 more.
Hold up.
Basically,
Charlie, some people are gonna get lucky, but not the names I just gave. Not them big, real big names. Not saying that Pudge wasn't a big name, but his name cannot compare to Bonds and them. You know that, I know that. So they really eyeing those real big guys, but I would have not got Pudge in either, especially if I knew he was doing roids. Especially if I knew. He slid in somehow. He got lucky. But go ahead, bro.
yeah. Speaking of that, I just saw Sammy Sosa on an interview, and the man's still denying it. It's unbelievable.
I mean,
But yeah, Pete Rose,
let me tell you something.
3
If
championships.
Sosa's denying being Dominican, what makes you think he ain't gonna deny, the steroid use? You seen what he did to his skin color. I mean, today, listen, to today, I want to know what made him even think to do that, who talked him into doing that, and where's his family at that nobody approached him and said, dog, what the fuck you doing? What are you doing? Yo, Sosa wasn't a bad-looking guy. Let me tell you something. Listen, I don't judge men like that. But I'm smart enough to know he wasn't a bad-looking guy. When he came up with the White Sox, played with the Rangers, Sosa looked like he could get any woman he wanted. Then you want to Michael Jackson it? Yo, I just don't understand what the hell happened there. And if he's denying, like I've said, being his true self, changing his skin color to that color, so that I guess it wouldn't remind everybody that he's Dominican, then nothing surprises me out that dude, man. Nothing at all. But get it, bro. You got 1 minute left. Anything you want to say to all the people tuned in? Anybody that pays mind to the Al Your Sports Show goes the platform.
I just want to mention a quick thing about Pete Rose. I don't know a lot of people know that in 1984 he played on the Montreal Expos.
Yeah. A lot of people don't know
got
that.
He got his 4,000 hit against the Phillies.
Wow.
In Montreal.
Against the Phillies. That's kind of sick right there.
That's crazy.
Now,
spent 1 year.
Let me ask you something. Don't Google it either, and anybody watching, don't give up the answer. What pitcher gave up the hit to Pete Rose that made him the all-time hit leader? And I'm going to tell you where it was. Man. It was in Cincinnati.
Man.
I'll give you the team. It was the San Diego Padres.
That's a tough one.
I don't give you half the answer already, bro.
My mind's blank on that right now.
You give up?
I give up on that one, buddy.
Eric Shaw gave up.
Oh, you're right. You're right.
Up the hit,
yep.
You get the hit lead. I mean, everybody went crazy. I mean, it was a beautiful thing. Tony Mazzola, you missed so much, Tony Mazzola. You're going to have to come back. But listen, Ghost, I appreciate you. Any last words? You still got a minute? Any last words?
Let's jump to NBA real quick. July 30th looks like the first game, the New Orleans against the Jazz.
All right, but listen.
Let's see. That's about it. That's about all.
Okay, brother. Listen, a pleasure as always. Thank you for calling into the Al York Sports Show, Ghost. We hope to speak to you within the next couple of weeks. You know, I got people enjoying the call in, and I like to get everybody involved and as much people as possible. But I appreciate your segment today. Thank you, and that Pete Rose thing was good, man. I wish we had more time with Charlie Hustle, because I love me some Charlie Hustle, but he made a bad mistake. Let me get this other line. Take care, Ghost.
Take care.
Okay, buddy. Hello.
Hello.
Welcome to the Al York Sports Show. May I ask who is it?
It's Ada.
Big Ada, what's going on, girl?
What's going on with you? What about you?
Should I get right to the point?
Yes, please.
What the hell you want to talk about on the Al York Sports?
That Prescott.
Let's do this. Oh, my gosh. Where do we start with Dak Prescott at? I don't even know where to start at. Yo, Dino, if you can hear me, I'm just starting a new call. Call back, Dino. Call back. Go ahead, Ada.
All right. So, basically, my whole thing with this man is you choke every time you sit there and and you choke every time you playoffs or anywhere near the playoffs, or you're doing great, and then you expect Jerry Jones to pay all this.
My thing about Dak Prescott, I mean, I got so many reasonings for not giving him the money that he wants. And I like the guy coming out of Mississippi State. I think he's got the perfect body to be a quarterback. He has just enough speed. I mean, he doesn't got no Michael Vick, Lamar Jackson speed, but he could get you 6, 7 yards when you need it. He also could scramble enough to get away from these pass rushes. Though he looks real stiff, his arm is good enough. He doesn't have a giant arm, but it's good. He does everything like, yeah, everything just about, good enough. But when you can't win a big game, see, you can't trick the Cowboy fans. I'm a Cowboy fan. If I wasn't a Cowboy fan and I look at the newspaper or I go on my stats, I say, damn, that got some incredible stats. But you can't get it by me. You know why? I know how you created those stats. The game was over already, dog. Third quarter, fourth quarter.
Al.
Yo,
what up, bro? It's Dino.
Yo, Dino, I'm talking to Ada on the phone right now.
Oh, my bad. I didn't want to cock block, man.
Okay.
I'll call back later.
Call back about 10 minutes, okay? All right. Hello, Ada? Damn, I messed up here. I pressed this button, man. Hello.
Hey.
Okay, sorry about that. I hit a button there. Listen, baby. My thing is like this.
Yes.
You can't get these garbage statistics and then try to run with it, try to negotiate, and try to get 40 pieces. It doesn't work like that. Aaron Rodgers, Tom Brady, the Joe Montanas of the world, all these guys performed in big games. Peyton Manning's, Drew Brees. Where does Dak think? Dak think he's in this caliber of people? And I ain't even mentioned Russell Wilson. Soon as Russell Wilson got, 34, 36 pieces, he immediately said, you know what, if he got it, I can get it. What makes you think that shit, Dak? I mean, I could see Carson Wentz because, Carson Wentz, had really one good MVP year till he broke his leg. But he just got over on his contract. It wasn't that Wentz deserved the $32 million. He got over. So I think that's what Dak is trying to capitalize. But yeah, hey, I know you got a lot of stats. I'm all ears.
Well, basically, to me, it just seems like Dak has gotten uppity ever since he saw Russell Wilson and all these other quarterbacks getting hit with big money. But all of those Russell Wilson and all those other quarterbacks have all performed to get to that money, to get to that bag. You have not.
Russell Wilson should be 2-0 in Super Bowl play.
That's true.
If it wasn't for that bad call by Pete Carroll when he should have gave the ball to Beast Mode, we all remember that.
Yeah, that's true.
He'd be 2-0 right now in Super Bowl play. That means to win a Super Bowl twice, that means you ran right through the playoffs. Dak Prescott is 1-2 in playoff play. 1-2. You can't win the game in the 16-week to get in the playoffs or a couple games before to set you up to get it. How do you want this bag when you can't even get us to the playoffs, dog? Like, I want to know what these young cats is thinking. But go ahead, baby. Floor is yours.
But that's exactly what I'm saying. At the end of the day, you have to perform correct. You want to perform to get that money. It's like me. If I don't do what I have to do at work and I'm laying around doing nothing, but then I go upstairs and ask my boss for a raise, my boss looked at me like I'm crazy.
That's a joke.
You have to perform. And Dak has the ability to perform. I just don't see him playing $41 million worth.
Now let me pause you. Let me pause you real quick, sweetie. If Dak comes out this year, right here, you're gonna hear it from me on the Al York Sports Show. And let's say he gets us to like a 11-6, 11-5 season, 12-4 season. He beats all these good teams on the schedule. Goes in the playoffs and tears up 2 games where he lights it up. And then they lose, let's say, in the conference championship game. I'm going to speak up for Dak, and I'm going to say, yo, that guy deserved to get some money. Pay this man. Well, my man, until you do something, like I said, you're not going to psych me with those numbers. Let me give you them numbers he had last year. 30 touchdowns, 11 interceptions, 4,900 yards, 70.2 QBR, fourth in the league. These numbers sound outstanding. And I'm going to go back to my man Humpty. Humpty, I don't go by numbers. This is a perfect example. Look, I got it right here in front, bro. Look, he got all the numbers. But does he deserve 40 pieces? Hell to the fucking no. And I don't mean to yell, but I'm just like, how these cats is trying to ask for this money? How? Win a fucking game. When Green Bay went to Dallas, what the fuck happened? You were down 34-3, dogs. And then in the fourth quarter, you light it up on some prevent defense shit. You stack up your numbers, and I seen him walk off the field smiling because in his mind, he's trying to get the bag. He ain't even worried about winning. He's trying to get the bag. And go ahead, baby, 'cause it's on right now.
Exactly. You have to perform. Dak just doesn't get it. Dak is looking at the money. Oh, I'm worth this much money because I'm better than this one. I'm better than that one. No, honey. It's like I've been saying. Jerry Jones gave the bag too quick to Zeke. I really, truly believe in this. I believe he was giving the bag too fast, and that's what you got.
Right.
In 2019.
But listen, Zeke's getting 16 though. Worst case scenario, he's gonna be at least average. Zeke ain't a bum. I mean, Zeke can catch the ball at the backfield. All right, he might not earn that exact bag money, but he ain't gonna be a bum. But I could see Dak getting 40 pieces. Last game of the season to get in the playoff, let's say against Tampa, whoever they got on the menu, throw 4 picks, 162 yard passing, 15 for 44. Like, no, you give him the bag, Jerry Jones. Remember, NFL salary cap. Jerry Jones got all the money in the world to pay everybody what he wants. But when you got a cap, you got to stay within that cap.
Exactly.
And if you give this guy 40, who are we going to sign? We're not going to be able to get nobody else. He's worth 30. Look, 30 because he's only worth 30 because that's what they're giving everybody else. That's the only reason why he's worth 30. Because if you ask me, I'll give him 25. 25, take it or leave it.
I was thinking the same thing. I said 22, 23. I would have never given him 30. Show me you want that money. Please, Dak. Because I've been saying, if Dak goes and blows it this year, I promise everybody I will go on my live and say, you know what? Pay the man the 45, 46 million. He's worth it. But until then, he's worth less than what he's getting now. He's just lucky.
Yo, and then he having like 3 good games all year. And then you got Skip Bayless and them amping his ass up. Listen, my man said this a long time ago, and this before Stephen A. Smith said this. My man deserved the credit for this. A dead clock is right twice a day. My man Biz said that before y'all heard Stephen A. Smith say that shit. So you're going to have a couple of good games. That comes without saying. My thing is perform when the lights is fucking on. Show out for me when the lights is fucking on in the $1 billion playpen, when a must-win game. Show us that you want that bag, motherfucker. And if I got kids watching, excuse me.
And stop making them Kim commercials, too. He need to concentrate in football. He don't need to concentrate on those stupid Campbell commercials.
Exactly.
Get off commercials and worry about what they're throwing.
Listen, I love this topic because I love going in on my team because that's my team. But I don't want to, like I said, I got this new thing where I don't want to overkill. So let's go on to, I know you had something about the 4 horsemen, which spells the San Francisco 49ers, and educate the people watching about the San Francisco 49ers. The old San Francisco 49ers.
Let me tell y'all something. Joe Montana, Glassman, Jerry Rice, and Steve Young. They were amazing. I have, before the Jaguars came around, I was a huge 49ers fan, and I was blessed by my stepfather to have been taught football looking at at the 49ers, or watching the 49ers.
Copy.
Those were amazing. This man, literally, Joe Montana would get at least 8 cortisone shots in the beginning of the game, and then they do it again at 8 at the half.
Get out of here.
When he used to take off his uniform, it took 3 people to take it off.
Damn.
But what this man do, he broke records, he won Super Bowls, and then all of a sudden, he goes to Kansas City and breaks my heart.
Oh, man. I remember him over there with J.J. Burden, Marcus Allen. I thought, they went to the playoffs, whatever. I just had a feeling they could make it, to the AFC Championship game. I don't have the stats in front of me. If any of y'all got them in front of me, I'm putting for Chuck Thomas, Humpty Money, y'all might have it. Can you let me know how far they went, or the farthest they went with Joe Cool? But I know they was short. But he gave Kansas City hope. Kansas City, they never, until last
basically,
year.
He pulled the Tom Brady. To me, that's what I call it. He pulled a Tom Brady. Or Tom Brady pulled a Joe Montana. He did what he could with the 49ers and with the players that I had in the 49ers, and then said, hey, I'm going to move on and see if I could do better somewhere else.
Yeah, that was mainly because it was the Steve Young project. The Niners wanted to bring in Steve Young, and Steve Young was beyond ready. If they would have kept Joe Cool, Steve Young would have went elsewhere. And then y'all would have lost that other Super Bowl that Steve Young ended up kicking ass when he threw for like 5-6 touchdowns, and y'all killed the San Diego Chargers. You remember that, right?
You remember when they used to call Steve Young Mr. Concussion?
Tampa Bay.
Back in the day,
he was getting waxed in Tampa Bay. Steve Young out of BYU. Yo, Steve Young is nice. Let me tell you something. Oh my God, see, you're gonna open a can of worms. Steve Young made one of the greatest quarterback runs I ever seen. Not quickest. You got Michael Vicks of the world, Randall Cunningham, Lamar Jackson. Steve Young made a run where at least 5 people had a chance to grab him. Lamar and Michael, they don't touch him. This guy had guys grabbing on him, and you can see it. You go to YouTube, click it up. Steve Young, one of the greatest touchdown run. They finally tackled him when he reached the ball in the end zone. And that was one of the most incredible runs from a quarterback I ever seen. And what makes Steve Young so dangerous, that he was a dual quarterback, a real dual quarterback. Michael Vick had an arm, Lamar got an arm, but nobody was as accurate as Steve Young that could run like Steve Young. Steve Young was
and I don't have his completion.
Yeah.
In front of me, but let me tell you, this man was amazing.
No, Young was nice, man. Let me tell you something. He was. I got Joe Montana over because Joe, when you go 4-0 chip play, even though you had an awesome defense, an awesome offense, when you got the tough Rathmans of the world, Jerry Rice, John Taylors, and then a little after that, the Brett Joneses and all that. They always was deep. J.J. Stokes, they always was deep. And that's why a lot of people knock Joe Montana. They try to knock him for having a big squad around him. And then they be like, yeah, but Brady had guys like Branch and, and Gaffney. And Brady had nobody. Brady did more with less. But Brady had Bill Belichick. People fail to realize that. Belichick's the best mastermind coach in the game. You see what I'm saying? So Belichick is so good that you could get a #1 overall pick for Bill Belichick. One of the only coaches that you could really say that about. You can swap Bill Belichick for a #1 overall. That's how good Bill Belichick coaching is. But go ahead, what else?
Look what he did with Tom Brady alone. 7th round pick. What is he? 7th round pick. And look what became of him.
I think he's 6th round. If I'm correct, 698 overall, 699, something like that. And the funny thing, he had told Robert Kraft, it's the best decision you ever made. And Robert Kraft laughed about it, he said in the interview, and Tom Brady didn't lie. Best quarterback ever coming out of New England. Better than Steve Grogan. Better than Drew Bledsoe. I mean, he's the best thing that ever happened out of New England. And that's even without Bill Belichick. I just think Brady's nice regardless. We're going to learn a lot this year. Even though he's 43, I think it's a tough task for him. But we're still going to learn a lot of what Tom Brady's made up after this year.
So I pulled up Steve Young's numbers, and his yardage alone, 33,124 yards, 232 touchdowns. He had 107 interceptions. His completions were when I was watching the 49ers, Steve Young was one of those cats that they would say, I don't know. I don't know. But once this man hit the field and did what he did with the 49ers, all that went out the door.
Let me tell you something. I'm going to compare it to something way different. If y'all know me, y'all know I ain't scared to try anything. Y'all know how I get down. Vince Carter was in a slam dunk contest the year that he won, right? The year that he threw his arm through the fucking rim, and nobody knew what the hell was that. But he had half his arm through the rim. That dunk was so remarkable, nobody knew what the fuck was going on. My thing is, imagine you being the guy after Vince Carter to dunk. How can you even dunk after a dunk like that drove everybody through the roof? Nobody knew what to do, how to act, not to mention them other dunks that he did. So what I'm saying is, when you got a quarterback after Joe Montana, do you know what kind of task that is? Do you even know what you're getting into? And not only did Steve Young did it, Steve Young, he thrived in that moment. It's almost like he couldn't wait for his moment. That's why I respect me, Steve Young, because a lot of people would have came up short under them circumstances, as you're going to see whoever tries to back up Tom Brady, how they going to suffer.
No.
You're going to see that. Ain't nobody going to shine after Tom Brady the way Steve Young shined.
Gets behind Tom Brady.
Yeah, you know,
it's going to be the same situation.
Yeah, but I know it's different caliber players because we all, not all expected, the team expected Steve Young to be great, and we all found out about his greatness after he put it out there in the field. But they knew about that. Now, I'm not saying that the young guy in New England is a bum. Maybe Belichick knows something we don't know, but I know he ain't going to be great right off the rip. Steve Young was great right off the rip. I mean, it almost felt like the 49ers did not skip a beat. How is that even possible? How do you get rid of Joe Cool and the next year it's like you ain't even skip a beat? And that's how nice Steve Young was. And that's all I got to say about that.
I love I'm not sure if everybody caught that, but the Super Bowl commercial where they had the beginning when they started the Super Bowl, there was a commercial, and on that commercial it was Steve Young, Joe Montana, and Jimmy Garoppolo. And you can tell the love that Joe Montana has for Steve Young and Steve Young has for Joe. They still keep in touch. They still go out there. They still throw the ball together. You know, that's teamwork, and that's just a great thing.
Yeah, they got a lot of respect for each other. But Miss Ada, I got another call I need to take. Give your last word. The platform is yours. Whatever you want to say, let it loose.
Like and share the show. This is an amazing show. Like and share the show as much as you can. And thank you so much for having me on today.
Thank you. It's more of a favor for me to have you than you to be on my show. I really appreciated you. You handle your business with Dak. You handle it with the San Francisco 49ers. And I love when my ladies call in and they know what they're talking about. Y'all just make me look better, and I appreciate that. All right, baby?
So much for having me.
Okay, take care, and I'll talk to you soon, Miss Ada. Take care, girl. Okay.
You too. Bye-bye.
Okay, bye-bye. Okay. Yeah, guys, that was Miss Ada Cruz. Really know her stuff, man. Y'all guys seen it for yourself. We had Emery Castillo the other day. She was also amazing. I love getting these ladies on my show, especially the ones that know what they talk about. It just brings more. It's just been more structure, more everything, man. And the more the merrier, like they say. But real quick, before we get our last caller, because I'm still waiting for one more call, Yo, Jesse, if you can hear me, you better hurry up, man. You better hurry up. Let me go to other news real quick. The Dallas Mavericks, Mark Cuban basically saying that if his players took a knee during the national anthem, that he hopes to join them. And I love Cuban for that, man. Mark Cuban's one of those guys, like, he's just a different owner. Like, Mark Cuban always been on some other shit. Like, if you notice, he's always on the court, always cheering for his teammates. He kind of like Jerry Jones, but, like, he's more for the players. Jerry Jones does a lot of that stuff, show up on the field and all that, but he's more about his money. Cuban's more like for the player. That's why Dirk Nowitzki, Jason Kidd, all these guys love Mark Cuban to death because he's just so down to earth. Salute to Mark Cuban for supporting his players on something like this. And I'm still waiting, guys. All right, I got nothing yet. Got a couple minutes left. San Francisco 49ers. This happened actually like a week and a half ago. Debo Sanders suffered a fractured left foot while working out in Nashville. And, you know, that's sad because Debo's a big element to that team. And if he's going to miss any type of time, I hope he doesn't miss the season. Well, knowing Sanders, the strong young guy, he'll probably overcome that injury. You know, he'll probably, you know, get healed up quick. Hopefully he can come back by mid-season, etc. If not, if he can't come back by mid-season, the Niners are going to be in trouble. Even though they picked up a receiver. You know, in the draft. But Debo was huge. Y'all already know. If y'all a 49er fan, y'all know what Debo did. Okay, guys, so I guess we're not getting that last phone call. It's all right because we almost got time up anyway. Just remember, tune in every Friday to Open Sessions on the Al York Sports Show. Tuesdays, we got the 15 quickest minutes. Y'all already know. And you know what? Fuck that. I'm going to start this conversation myself. Man, I was going to save it for my man. I'm going to go right into it. Ken Griffey Jr., top 5 dead or alive. But let me explain to you. I was going to go in this with Gambino, but Gambino must have got caught up. I don't know what happened to him. He probably fell back to sleep. I'm going to handle this on my own. The reason why I would put Griffey top 5, listen to me carefully, y'all. I'm not going to count from 85 back. Matter of fact, I'm going to even take it deeper than that. I'm not going to count from 75 back. Because I'm not going to be stupid or naive to the situation that I didn't see these guys play. Let me mention you some names, some key names, because I was talking to Jesse. I hope he was able to get on because I was going to shut him down today. Now, where I put that work at, man? Anyway, when you got Roger Hornsby, Babe Ruth of the worlds, the Jackie Robinsons, the Hank Aarons of the worlds, Joe DiMaggio, Lou Gehrig, Ted Williams, all these greats from back in the days, all these great players. How can I not, mention these guys if I'm going to mention Ken Griffey Jr. being top 5? That'd be stupid from my point of view. And if any veteran is looking at my show, he might laugh at me, but look at this young dude. He don't know what the hell he's talking about. And he's right. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to exclude those guys because I did not watch them guys. Now, from the guys that I have watched, from the Reginald Jacksons, the Ron Says, the Steve Garveys, the Rod Carews, all these guys that I got to see, all the great players, the Dave Winfields, Roberto Alomars, the Willie Upshaw, the George Bells, all these great guys, I got to put Ken Griffey Jr. top 5, or at least tied for top 5. And I'm even going to mention Roberto Clemente's name there because I did say I gave him a draw if I had to pick either or. And I did say I'll take Clemente if I had to pick one with a gun in my head because Clemente was more scrappier. But Ken Griffey Jr., the fact that he possessed every element that you had to possess coming from an outfielder, 5'2" player, speed, arm, home run power, can hit for average. The guy was amazing, and he brought a specific joy to the game that nobody else brought. I mean, the day that he was out there with Ken Griffey Sr., if you guys haven't seen it, please go to YouTube. It was the most beautiful thing to see how Senior was looking at his son and the way his son was looking at him. One played left field, one played center field. And if I'm correct, they both hit a home run in the same game. Amazing. That's all I have to say. Amazing. And then when you put all the other stuff that Ken Griffey Jr. did, like I said, stolen bases, speed, home run power, prettiest swing in the game. Other day I had a guy to say Robert Cano had a great swing that we didn't mention on our post, which is very true. But I don't want to hear about Cano after he left the Yankees. Unfortunately, Jay-Z took his career downhill. He took his career downhill, and pretty swing or not, if you ain't come through in the last 4 or 5 years, you don't belong in this conversation. Griffey Jr., best swing of the game, best smile of the game, and like I said, I got him top 5 from 75 up. So if you're listening, listen clearly. From 1975 all the way to 2020, I got Griffey top 5, or at least tied for top 5. Anything before that, I'm not going to be that stupid and say he is without, like I said, without having the ability to watch these all-time greats. I will not disrespect the DiMaggios and none of those guys. Lou Gehrig's, none of those guys. Dusty Baker, all other greats. Pedro Guerrero. There's so many great players that we can mention. 75 and up, dead or alive, Ken Griffey Jr., top 5. And like I said, thank you guys for tuning in to another episode of the Al York Sports Show Open Sessions. Next week, Friday, 6 o'clock Pacific, 9 o'clock Eastern. Tap in, y'all. Tap in. And every Tuesday, 15 quickest minutes. I want to thank the callers today. Ghost, you did a terrific job. Ada Cruz, I'm amazed at the job you did. Everybody tuning in. Like I said, y'all, nothing but the raw truth to help you go. If you catch me lying on my show, you better call me the fuck out. Because I'm here to give y'all nothing but the raw fucking truth every fucking week. Al York Sports, love y'all motherfuckers. Peace.